Hello and welcome to Zeta Chivalry 2 survival runs. Today's map is Dark Forest and I'm playing with a Zweihander, or to be more accurately with a greatsword, which is the most favorite weapon in the game. Yeah, so without further ado, let's continue the run itself. So immediately you can tell that the map has not started when I joined. I joined just on the second stage of it. So the barricade's already done and we're almost gone through the second objective, pushing the convoy. So yeah, again, now I'm using my leaping attack against this guy with a what looks like a cannonball, which is actually a war club. So he lost all his stamina, but I saw that behind him there was like a full, enemy team coming this way. So in a sense, didn't want to extend my staying there. Instead, just trying to fight this guy with a battle axe. Again, for some reason, his friend did not decide to help him, and that's why he died. Really horrible death, by just spamming left mouse button. So you saw now, even though with a arrow through my helmet, I managed to do my favorite move, which is a charge special attack kick into overhead, which can kill any class in the game with this weapon. So if you know that usually folks try to react to losing a lot of health, and they usually try to block. So this is where you exploit the kick and try to finish up with overhits. Now here too we had some really nice landing kick, and enemy knight with a shield was also open for an overhit. So again, I know this weapon very well because I have sank in quite a few hours into it. So this is my most favorite weapon in terms of also hours played. So I can control it pretty well. I know the distances it has, the advantage it has over the war axe and Dane axe in terms of distance. So I can dance around that distance just on the edge of their weapons. And I can land the hits with my weapon, because my weapon is a bit longer. It's a bit slower, yes, but if you do drags and accelerations, that's not an issue with this weapon. So you can see a guy did with overhead, very nice acceleration once, but now he's not so good, because also I have friendlies who came in and assisted me. But it was a fair exchange, not a bad player. Did quite good acceleration and then even better drag. Yeah, so again, I can abuse my range of the weapon when fighting against battle axe, but I need speed for that. So that's why in duels, I don't like duels, because you cannot use speed there, because you almost locked into stationary fight against the enemy. And you cannot abuse the distancing, more or less. By the way, for some reason the objectives are going fast. The map is going fast, really. We're already half through pushing the convoy, and we actually also captured the gatehouse pretty quickly. So this seems like a walkthrough, although enemy team does enjoy presence of some high level players. But our team also has quite a few, and probably more, higher level players. This is the reason why this map goes so fast. It's usually, for some reason, again, people do, the devs tried their best to make the game sort of auto balance on the start. However, you know that in the beginning, when 10 seconds are left to the start of the match, then usually people try to leave the attacking team for some reason. Again, this is called the defenders exodus. Yeah, because the defensive team usually loses a lot of players, because some maps, this for example, also enjoys, it's easier to play as an attacker than as a defender. Not sure how to fix this issue. Again, some maps like Monk Hooks and also Take Castle are also very fun when playing defenders, but not this map. So yeah, I'm not sure how to completely make it, all maps good for both sides. I guess only the TDM is, but team objective immediately suffers from these issues where balance is in question. He has some nice melee. I mean, I'm always trying to fight against not only enemy, but also against friendlies who are giving the enemy active parry, so my hits are not landing. So you have to react always on the things that your hit is not going through the enemy. It's not connecting. Enemy is blocking without blocking it. So yeah, you have to react and quickly press right mouse button. In my case, it's block. Also a guy again with battle axe. You saw that with dancing around, doesn't have much chances. Now I'm a bit in a pickle. I saw that I was hit by a few people, and just see that another person is coming. So yeah, by using third person view, I was able to see that the enemy is coming and deliver first overhead. Light overhead delivers more than half of Vanguard's HP damage. So Vanguard has 130, and overhead delivers 70 with this weapon. So that's one hit. Already makes Vanguard question whether or not to proceed further, because 2 light overheads is all it takes to kill a Vanguard. An enemy proceeded to throw Dane Axe, so that was a gamble. I wrote it because even if he landed it, I mean, best case scenario for him, I was still pressing block and then proceeding forward with an overhead. So this is the best way you can react to throwing weapons, is that you block and then proceed like, usually you do counters and parries. The same way you can block enemy weapon and as well move forward and, and deliver a killing blow. So it works against skirmishers the best, and also worked here, even though enemy did not land the Danax. Now active parry stuff, but overhead into overhead, this enemy is not reacting well. So that's why I also have this trick up your sleeve. Overhead into alternative overhead is really powerful. So the way I do it, I have overhead mapped into mouse wheel. If I, scroll the mouse wheel into one direction, does overhead, and then I proceed with mouse 4 or 5, I can't really tell immediately, to do out overhead. And so in that way, it's a bit it's hard to react for enemy because they don't know what's happening, why it takes so long for me to land a hit. Even you can also alternate into out heavy overhead. So that way, I mean, the hit is incredibly long, and it takes longer than a heavy hit from Maul. So yeah, have this in mind. Always use this trick. Even quite experienced player fall for it. So yeah, it's actually, in my view, it's better than with Messer you do side swing into alternative side swing, which is good, don't get me wrong, but not as good as this one. So yeah, some having a hard time landing my hits, but enemy ran out immediately out of counter, so he just stood there and decided to make a seppuku. He overstayed his welcome, because again, friendly probably put a board behind him and he could not escape. So yeah, those friendlies are the worst, that block you in. So this is usually a platform where archers are trying to shoot into the guys who are attacking. So whenever you go through it, just go up the stairs and then enjoy some free kills. Now when on this stage particularly, you see that there's a catapult already landing on the convoy. So you'll have to, if you want to survive, you'll have to make some calculated decision to which side you want to play with. It's best not to hang around the catapults, your friendly catapults, because that's where experienced enemy catapult mounters usually throw the boulders. So yeah, you have to think where to go. So still delivering quite a few hits on the enemy, but unfortunately they're not landing. But this is again additional very nice hit with mallet throw. Can't stress this enough. Do use your mallets. That's what they are for. Not for just additional fight, but for delivering thrown damage to fleeing enemies. So I stole this kill. And now the second kill was fine because I delivered the first hit on him too. Now I see that enemy is not following, so I use this pause to replenish my health. Now, I of course heard that the catapult board is like whistling just very close to my location, and seems like it landed really close, but it didn't. It's actually a bug where for some reason the depiction of catapult boulder in the air is a bit wonky, and even though it goes and hits the gate, it does show that it landed next to me. So really counterintuitive, really hard to understand where it's going. But usually there's no point. Only the trolls throw the boulders that far, now into friendly lines. Only trolls do that. So at the moment we have no trolls in Catapult Mountain. So yeah, trolls usually do that. They like to team kill, and because the game only kicks you if you do team kill with melee weapons, not with range weapons or not with siege weapons. So it does not kick automatically for exceeding team damage, unfortunately, because that's the place where trolls are usually like to abuse the game mechanic. So I had that enemy charging with a halberd. Not really sure that was a halberd in the beginning, but I heard that he was charging. So only way you can defend from that is by blocking. It's very important. If you don't block correctly, then you more often die than not, because the first hit will also stagger you. What a lucky engineer, could not get him. But now I know I need to go back and clear the place where I would be fleeing if the things go south. And there are 3 enemies here. There were 4, but now 1 is already in the heaven. Just need to continue on to clear my path if I ever needed to return back. Again, overheads. Heavy overhead delivers incredibly a lot of damage with this weapon, 90 damage. So without armor amplification, that's one of the most heavy damaging weapons. So even the maul delivers 80 damage with heavy overhead if that's the class with no armor amplification. So for example for Vanguard. So 90 is a lot. So you can one-shot enemy Archer 2 if you land heavy overhead and not on the limbs. So yeah, things like that. In melee there's a bit difference compared to range. So in range there are headshots, in melee there is not. So body hit and torso hit would amount to the same damage, but in ranged the headshot would deliver more damage. So have this in mind. There's absolutely no need for you to focus on the head if you are actually just with melee, like with sword or some maces and so on. Just focus on the torso. It delivers as same damage as if you do headshots. Although there is animation if you deliver a headshot, you know, you can just remove the head of the enemy. But again, that's cosmetic. There's absolutely no value in you to focus the head exclusively if you are doing melee fights. Torso is fine. Now, if you do extremities like limbs, then yeah, so damage will be reduced somewhat. The game is quite short. I scored 36 kills, which is an average 3 kills per minute, which is quite substantial. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.